What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you can't tell, I'm super excited because today I'm going to be showing you guys the new summer 2023 collection from Guerlain. This is a highly anticipated launch and one of the ones that I was the most excited about for spring and summer. I have the eyeshadow palette and I also have both of the lipstick cases. So if you guys want to hear all of my thoughts, see some swatches, and see how I got this look, then keep watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Sophia. This is my channel that focuses on all things beauty and luxury. Every single week I upload new content on new beauty releases. I do a lot of reviews like this on Guerlain, Dior, Chanel, Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, a lot of premium and luxury brands. So if that is of interest to you, then you're in the right place, my friend. Hit that subscribe button to join our fam, and you can also click the notification bell to hear about every time I upload a new video. Luckily, this collection is currently available for purchase, so I'm going to be linking where you can get this in the description box down below, along with any of the makeup that is on my face today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram if you guys want updates on where else you can pick up this collection, if it comes to Sephora for the Sephora sale, if it pops up at any other retailers both in the US and internationally. I will let you guys know on my Instagram stories and also on the community board on YouTube. All right, party people, let's dive into this collection. As I mentioned, this is the Guerlain Summer 2023 Floral Denim Collection, and this collection is inspired by two things. First off, it's inspired by nature. The creative director of Guerlain, Violette, she is often inspired by nature. You guys might have noticed this in the collections that she recently launched that were inspired by butterflies, by orchids, and you can kind of tell in the names of a lot of the products, like the eyeshadows that she launched last year. She's very much inspired by flora and fauna. The other thing that they were inspired by is denim. Not only is denim kind of like a trend for 2023, but denim is a classic staple in the Parisian woman's wardrobe. At least that's what it says here on the Guerlain website. So I think that is how they are tying this into French style, French culture, and French beauty. I'm going to show you guys the pieces that I picked up. First off, we're going to start off with the lipstick cases. I will show you guys some close-ups in daylight of the absolutely marvelous, stunning packaging that we have on the Rouge G customizable jewel lipstick cases. These retail for $38 per case, and then you have to buy the lipstick separately as well. You can kind of buy them as a set. If you are new here, welcome to my obsession. I love these lipstick cases. I collect them, and I also just want to do a quick little demo of how these work. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with this already, but in case you are new, the way that it works is that you buy the lipstick case. It looks like this, and you've got a little retractable mirror that, oop, I always drop it. You have a little retractable mirror that opens up. Then on the Guerlain website, you will also buy the lipstick shade of your choice. You can get a satin, you can get a matte, you can pick any lipstick shade that they have on the website. You buy them together and they just fit together like this. When you close them up, it sort of closes the mirror so that it doesn't pop out. So that's how this works. It's very customizable, and we have two colorways as a part of this collection. So let me show you some close-ups of each of them. First up, we have Blossom Jean. That is the one with the little pink flowers. Each of these have a beautiful little bee with gold thread. If you didn't know, the bee is like the symbol, the mascot of Guerlain, and I think it goes perfectly with kind of the theme of this collection. Second, we also have the other case, which is called Love Jean. This is the one with the little red flowers. I don't know what flowers these are on here. My gardeners out there, comment down below and let us know. They kind of look like maybe little roses or little poppies to me. And a cute little touch, hopefully you guys can see in the images, that I didn't notice on the website, is that in the center of each of these flowers, there is a tiny little heart. Isn't that adorable? I think these are great. I'm actually going to be giving the Blossom Jean one to my mom as like an early Mother's Day / Easter present when I see her in a couple of weeks. So this one is for my mom, and then this one is for me. Now, it was a little bit hard to tell, but when I was shopping on the Guerlain website, I didn't see any new lipstick shades as a part of this collection, but I did see that they were marketing the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow Lip Balm product. I'll put an image up here so that you guys can see. So this is a part of the collection technically, but I didn't see any new lip colors in the matte or satin formula. So I just picked a neutral shade, which I'm going to demo for you guys in the demo a little bit later on. And of course, the last part of this collection that I picked up is the Ombres G Eyeshadow Quad. This is in the shade 518 Summer Jean. This retails for $90, so it's a little bit more expensive than the typical Ombres G eyeshadows that you guys can buy without the fancy denim packaging. Just like the lipstick cases, this has a gorgeously embroidered denim front here. We haven't seen this from Guerlain, at least I haven't seen it from this Ombres G line. If you guys are interested in the Ombres G eyeshadow, the colorways from the permanent line, and also a little bit more information about the formula, I do have a full video reviewing a bunch of the colorways and just kind of talking about the formula, what I think about it. So I will link that down below in case you are kind of in the market for more of these. Let's take a look at the shades inside the palette and some daylight swatches. On the Guerlain website, this is described as a palette of vibrant shades inspired by denim and nature. We have first a soft satin lilac, we have a satin caramel brown, a satin denim blue, and lastly, a slightly bronze metallic gold. So all of these are for the most part satin or metallic. Taking a look at the swatches, I do want to call out that the gold shade and the blue shade, they have a little bit more of a punchy metallic finish. I wouldn't say either of these are necessarily glittery like some of the other more topper shades that we see in some of the other Ombres G palettes. For example, in Majestic Rose, they have that one kind of sparkly pink shade. It's not like that. These are just a little bit more metallic, and then I am noticing that the lilac and the brown have a little bit more of a traditional soft satin finish. So just kind of keep that in mind, and I think that is going to be demonstrated in the demo in just a second. You can see how those apply to the eye. All right, friends, those are your close-ups of the packaging and the swatches, the basic information. Now we're going to get into the demo of the eye quad and then also the lipstick shade that I picked out. So let's get into that. Okay, party people, let's test out the eye quad. I'm going to be putting all 4 shades on my eyes, trying to create a cute and wearable look. Now, taking a look at the Guerlain marketing images and just the tutorials and things that they have online, it kind of seems like they're suggesting the lavender to be the statement shade. They're doing a lot of looks where they're putting the lavender all over the eye. And then I'm seeing the brown sort of used as a complementary base shade, or maybe for the lower lash line. I'm seeing the gold being used as like an accent shade, mostly in the inner corner. And then I'm mostly noticing the blue being used as kind of that last accent shade used as a liner. So we're gonna kind of maybe go with some of those recommendations, play around with the formula and see how it goes. So starting off with the lavender shade, I'm gonna be going in with this, what for me is kind of like a smaller crease brush. And I'm gonna just start by dusting that basically in the crease and then kind of on the outer half of the eye. It's a very smooth formula, and even on my very light skin, I think it's instantly giving some pigment. I would love to see how this shade compares to the lavender that is in that new Chanel quad as a part of their spring collection. That quad has not launched here yet, so maybe when I review that for you guys, I will do some comparisons for you all. I'm gonna be taking the color a little bit onto the center of the eye. I just want a really nice soft base of that beautiful lavender shade. It has a little bit of a pinkness to it. It's not solely purple, and I bet depending on your skin tone, this might pull, you know, a little bit more purple, a little bit more pink. But do know this is a pretty light shade. I'm like barely dipping my brush in this. I really have no problem picking it up at all. I know that this is kind of like a baked formula. So far, this is like this could be my look. This is very, very effortless. I love this shade. Next, I'm going to take an even smaller crease brush. This is the Mini Booster. Yeah, the Mini Booster from Sonia G. And I'm going to go into that soft brown shade, and I'm just going to define the crease a little bit. I'm not taking away from the lavender that we just did. I just want to kind of layer it on and add a little bit of depth, because you're not going to get that much depth from that lavender shade. You really have to layer this in. I like the addition of the brown because this is extremely versatile. You could put the brown all over your lids, you could pop it in the crease, and then you could use the purple, the gold, or even the blue if you wanted as an accent shade in, you know, the center of the eye, if it's the gold or the lavender on the inner corner of the eye. So you can see there, still very soft, but just kind of added like a little bit of depth. I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm gonna also add that brown to the lower lash line just to kind of connect what we did there on the top. And you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit of the lavender too. I kind of like the way these look mixed together. I'm also gonna put a little bit more lavender in the inner corner down here. Next, I'm gonna add in this beautiful bright gold shade. I wanna show you guys what this look would look like if you didn't use the blue, so you can sort of see what options you have in terms of looks. So I'm gonna dip into the gold with a little flat brush, and I'm gonna, you guys know I love a bright shimmery shade in the center of the lid. Wow, I think that looks so pretty. Now I'm super curious how this compares to the one from Chanel. My guess is that the yellow that is in that palette is probably a little bit softer, whereas this is very bright and shiny. And I know that this color, it's really gonna pop on all skin tones. I'm applying it now to the inner corner. So this is the look so far without the blue. It's super soft, very feminine. It kind of reminds me of like a meadow, a field of flowers, with maybe the gold being the sun on the meadow. I don't know, guys, I'm a Pisces. I like to romanticize everything. So that's what it reminds me of. Now we're gonna add in the blue. I'm gonna be using the teeniest little brush that I have. This is a Refer number 23, absolute must have. I will link it down below, and I'm gonna be going in with the blue, and we're gonna see how this looks as an accent shade. I'm a little bit nervous, not gonna lie, because I love the way that this looks. Oh, we're gonna be very careful here. I don't wanna make it too thick. That's quite interesting. I wonder if I could wing this up a little bit, if it'll look okay. In the demos on the website, the creative director, she does use the little sponge applicators that come with the compact. You can use those. They actually pick up the pigment quite nicely, but I'm just gonna stay in my comfort zone and I'm using a brush, but I wanted to mention that the applicators, they ain't too bad. All right, friends, so I did the other eye. Now I'm gonna pop on some mascara. I'll be back so you can see what the final look is. I am back. This is what the eye look looks like real quick. I'm gonna put on the lipstick that I picked out. I don't think that this is a new shade. Comment down below if I am wrong. This is one of their satin lipsticks, and this is in the shade number 11. This is one of the lightest, nudist satin shades that they have in their collection. I wanted something super wearable because I have a lot of reds and other kind of bright matte colors from Guerlain, so I thought I would demo this for you guys because I think a lot of you guys are going to be curious about this shade. This is a very nice nude to go with this colorful look. Beautiful. This is perfect if you want something that's very, very neutral and nourishing, almost like a lip balm, but it is a lipstick, just very natural. I love the satin formula from Guerlain. It's probably one of my favorites. I just tried it out in the Cherry Blossom lipstick case that they released, and they had that limited edition shade, and I was like, I need to get more of the satin formula. Absolutely beautiful. So friends, this is the final look. Let me just get up close so you can see what the shadows look like. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Now we're gonna get into my final thoughts. All right, friends, I hope that all this has been helpful so far. Now it is time for my final thoughts. I'm gonna let you guys know what I think about this collection, and especially what do I think of the eyeshadow palette formula, the colors, how everything applied, and is all of this worth the very, very hefty price tag that we have from Guerlain? Let's start off with the lipstick cases. I think that these are like absolutely magnificent. I think that these are probably some of the most beautiful pieces of makeup I've ever owned, and I collect a lot of these lipstick cases. I have a lot of other luxury makeup. This is luxury. Like, this is what I'm asking brands for. I recently told you guys in one of my Will I Buy It style of videos, they are called Pass or Yes, if you guys are interested in new makeup releases. I recently was talking about some Dior Couture lipstick cases, which I do love, but one of them right now is on sale for $50 when they are normally priced at $30. Each of these lipstick cases retails for $38, and in my humble opinion, these are way nicer and more luxurious than the ones from Dior. I like the ones from Dior but this is where I think you should be spending your money. In fact, even though I bought this one for my mom, I am contemplating buying another one for myself so that I can have both of them because I think they are just so beautiful and so stunning. I love the pattern. They did collaborate with an artist to kind of design this embroidery. I just think it's so special and so beautiful, and I do think that these are my favorite Guerlain lipstick cases to date. If you have never held one of these in your hand, they're very weighty. Like, they are not plastic, they are metal. I just think they are so gorgeous. If you're trying to decide on which one to get, that's a tough one, friends. They're very, very similar. I think it just depends on whether you like pink flowers or whether you like red flowers. I got the red one because red is my favorite color, and that's why I got this one for my mom. She's a gardener, and so I think this is gonna be the perfect little gift for her. But yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if these sold out pretty fast once people start catching on to this collection. Next, we're gonna talk about the eyeshadow palette. Just starting off with the packaging, I think it's equally as beautiful as the lipstick cases. You know, it's the same pattern, it's the same embroidery. I think it makes it really, really special. The only downside is that once you use this up, you really cannot refill it. So that's the nice thing about the lipstick cases, is that you pretty much can use those for a very, very long time, and you can just keep replacing the lipsticks that are in it. So I think it's a little bit more of a sustainable option. I think that's why these compacts, they are plastic, because it just doesn't make sense to make something that's super weighty sometimes if it's not going to be refillable. So those are my thoughts on the packaging. My thoughts on the color story and the formula. I really like it. I think it's really cool. I think it's unique. It's one of those things where Guerlain has used these colors before, but I do think it's a little bit novel to be putting them all together like this. This isn't your average neutral palette. I like the fact that we've got 2 pops of color and 2 neutrals so that you actually can get a lot of looks out of this. You can do a completely neutral look with just these shades. You could do a one and done with pretty much all of these shades. Both of these shades, the gold and the blue, are a little bit more like shimmery and impactful to be able to use as a liner, as a way to brighten up the eye. And then I like the fact that we're getting some softness from these. You guys will know I really like the formula of these. I've watched some other reviews. I think some other people feel like they're not super pigmented. I've said this before. I think that this formula is kind of a mix between the Dior Satin and the Tom Ford Wet Dry formula, okay? It's supposed to have like a soft and airbrush look so that all of the colors are blended together. So if you're looking for something that has a true matte or is super duper pigmented so that you can really kind of color block all the colors, this might not be the right formula for you. I do highly encourage you to watch my other video where I just kind of do a review of this formula and the other color stories in general, if you are kind of looking for more reassurance that this is going to be a formula that you like. But in general, I really like the formula. You guys saw in the demo, I barely had to touch my brush in there to pick up the pigment. I didn't dig in at all. It just applied really nicely to the eye. And you can see the lavender shade, it is soft. It's soft. And so the one thing that I'm kind of questioning here is this going to work for all skin tones? I'm a little bit nervous about the 2 softer shades here showing up on deeper skin tones, or if they will look a little bit different, especially the brown, because you're not really going to get much depth. So that's the one thing that I kind of hesitate on a little bit, is whether or not this is going to look good on everybody. There's a couple more things I want to say about this eyeshadow palette. I know some of you guys are going to ask me for a comparison with Mystic Peacock, which is also from the Guerlain Ombres G line, because we have a blue that looks very, very similar. These are very different palettes in my opinion. I think that this one from the Summer Jean collection is a little bit more wearable, especially if you are fair like me, if you want options for every day. I do want to show you on my hand right here. These are the 2 blue shades from Mystic Peacock, and then this is the blue from the Summer Jean collection. The 2 blues, they are like nearly identical, maybe a little bit different, but they're nearly identical. And then the only reason I swatched this one up here is because I did just want to demonstrate how in some of the palettes, some of the shades are a little bit more shimmery and glittery, just like this one from Mystic Peacock, but we aren't getting that in the summer jean palette. So what do I mean by all of this? What's the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make here is that if you're trying to kind of save your money and be a little bit more choosy about what you buy, if you already have some of the palettes in the Ombres G collection from Guerlain, you know, I think you can probably recreate this palette a little bit. They reuse a lot of shades. This one is very similar to the one from Mystic Peacock. This brown is very similar to the brown in Majestic Rose. And then the gold is pretty similar, I think, to, is it like Metal Butterfly? There's the Holiday palette. There's also Royal Jungle. Like all those palettes have golds in them that are very similar to this gold. The only shade that I think really makes this palette is the lavender shade. They're pulling the colors from the design, from the theme of the collection, and they're putting them in the palette. So I think that these colors make sense, but I do think there are some repeats, and we've seen Guerlain do this before. So do I think this palette is worth it? For me, it is. I think that this is a delight. I think it's really cool. I think it's a little bit different from other things that I have in my collection. That being said, it is $90. So if you don't really see yourself ever using this blue shade, I don't know if I would pick it up. Like really look at this and ask yourself, are you going to use all 4 of the shades? If you're going to get anything from the collection, I would pick up one of the lipstick cases. These are a must for me because I think that these are going to sell out. And the nice thing about these, as I said before, is that it doesn't matter what shade you prefer. You can pick the shade that you want. You can customize them. I think they make a fantastic gift. I also just think that this packaging is like one of the most luxurious things that Guerlain sells and one of the most kinds of luxurious packaging I have in my collection. So if you're gonna pick up anything, I would pick up one of the lipstick cases. I skipped on the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow. I didn't really need that. And I do like the palette, but I think it's just a little bit secondary to the lipstick cases. So those are all my thoughts, friends. I hope that this review was helpful. I hope that all my thoughts here made sense so that you guys can figure out if you want to pick up this collection. Now it is your turn. Sound off in those comments down below and let me know. Did you already get this? Are you deciding on getting this? I want to hear all of your thoughts. Also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget I'm going to be linking these products down below. Do follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube if you want some updates on more Guerlain releases and where to buy these as they pop up at more retailers. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.